So I'm in a season of life where I am learning so much about myself, my purpose, and what I feel I am being called towards. I have this mission in life, right? I've always had this view of life and this perspective of how people feel they have to live their lives. And I think that a lot of times people don't know or understand that life can be just a little bit easier if they decided to live in their purpose opposed to live from what they feel they should do. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Marquita. I'm a spiritual coach. I'm an author, and I'm also the host of the Alchemy Soul podcast. So if you're interested in any of those offerings, please be sure to check the description for more details. Today, my intention is to talk about purpose, but also my intention is to talk with you all about my new series that I am launching, which is going to be called Remembering Who You Were Meant to Be. My intention for that series is to help people remember who they were before they told you who you had to be. Purpose, right? In the series, we are going to be talking all about what purpose is, how to identify your purpose, how to, walk in your purpose every day. We're going to be talking about some misconceptions as it pertains to walking in your purpose. We're going to cover a whole series of topics as it relates to remembering who you were meant to be. And for me, I am so passionate about this conversation because when we come into the world, we have everything given to us. We are told who we are supposed to be, right? I was told that I am Marquita, right? I was told that I was born on September 4th. I was told that, I'm a black woman. I was told that I came from this mom and from this dad. I was told that here, this is your family, right? Like, from the moment we enter this world, we enter it with everything given to us, right? We enter it with all of what everybody else thinks our life should be like, and we take that on. What I have done for myself over the past, 7 years or so is learned how to decondition the programming that has been placed on myself. And it has taken 7 years, right? And it's still a becoming. It's a constant remembering. It's constant work that has to be put at play in order for me to continuously remember that I have authority over my life and nobody else outside of me, no other entity, no other person, no other belief has the authority. Like, I have authority over my life, right? And so for me, I started to learn and I started to decondition. I started to remember that I have power, right? I started to remember that God is not outside of me, that God is inside of me. I started to remember that if everybody has a cup of God in them, that means that everybody has the power and the capacity to do amazing things, right? Because I look out, right? I'm a traveler, so I travel all across the world. I'm currently on a solo slow travel adventure right now. I'm in Ecuador. And I'm just looking out. I'm looking out and I'm looking around and I'm like, God created this, right? Like, if God can create such a magnificent earth, a magnificent vision of what they felt the energy could convey, that means if I got a little cup of God inside of me, then baby, I can do my part, right? Like, I can do my part in the creative process. And so I started to, decondition my mind from the belief that I had to live the way that I had always seen, the women in my life live. And I started to read books. I started to do a lot of journaling. I've always journaled since I was a little girl. I'm a writer, so I've always journaled. But I started to do shadow work journaling. I started to do inner child work. I'm also a therapist, so I'm very well versed and well trained in a number of modalities to help strengthen my mindset and strengthen my ability to create the reality that I want to live. So, I have my formal training, right? But I also have my spiritual training, right? I have my connection with God, right? I have my my magic that I work, my working with my herbs and working with my stones and working with the elements and working with journaling, right? We know there's power in the tongue and there's power in writing it down, right? Writing it down, those are spells. And so it's like I have all of this knowledge and all of this wisdom, and I just started to peel back the layers. Who told me this? Who told me that I had to work a 9-to-5 job? Who told me that? Nobody specifically said this to me, right? But this is what I saw everybody else around me doing. So this is what I did. And not really paying attention to how I felt while I was doing it, right? I think that a lot of times, of course, we talk about the rat race, right? But people are running on autopilot. And they really do believe that they have to do this. They really do genuinely believe that they don't have any other choice. And that, it saddens me, But this is the work that I have been put here to do, right? I have been put here to help people remember that they don't have to do things that they don't want to do, right? Now, there are things that you have to do that may be for your highest good. However, I think that it outweighs, right? I think that the things that you feel that you have to do is far less than the things that you actually have to do. And what I mean by that is there are 1,000,001 ways to make money. Yet people choose to go and work jobs that they don't like. They give their time and their energy to working to get money, to pay it back out so they can keep running on this wheel. Instead of at some point saying, I'm going to get off this wheel and I'm going to see what else I can do so that I don't keep staying on this wheel and so that I can actually enjoy my life. I think that we are, and it could just be my world, right? Because we always know that our reality reflects back, who we are. And in my world, I'm grateful because I do see a lot of women. I see a lot of black women. I see a lot of people, in general, deciding to stop. I see a lot of people that are just deciding that they have enough creativity in them to create the reality that they actually want to live, right? For me, I'm always saying, if I am going to struggle, baby, I'm going to struggle doing what I want to do, right? I'm going to struggle creating this content, or I'm going to struggle, booking speaking engagements, because that's what I actually want to do, right? But of course, I don't have that mindset. Of course, I have conditioned myself to believe that this is easy because I'm having so much fun and I love doing this, right? So, but that doesn't mean that I don't have days where I'm just like totally defeated, right? Because I've talked about that before, right? I've talked about that, I'm tired. I feel like I'm running and not getting nowhere. I've said that here very recently. However, it's different. It's different because it's for me and it's for the collective. And it doesn't feel like it's for someone, another corporation that I don't respect or find value in. It feels like this is a choice, right? And in choice, there is freedom, right? I feel free within myself because I know how to make responsible choices, even though, I'm not working in the conventional, in the traditional way. I know how to handle my responsibilities and also honor myself while doing so. So what makes it easy is my mindset, right? What makes it easy is my tools and the things that I have learned over the years to regulate my nervous system, right? What makes it easy is my spiritual walk and my capacity and my ability to be able to sit my behind down, meditate. While I'm meditating, also talking to God, also talking to my spirit guides, right? So that's what makes it easy, because I have a very strong foundation in who I am, right? In my series, and why I, really want to just go into deeper dives into purpose is because people are sitting on talents. People are sitting on gifts. People are sitting on skills that they can use for themselves in order to make their reality more fun. They can make their reality easier. They can make their reality less stressful. And they can have more time to themselves. People don't have time, right? And there is a really bad, I think that is bad misconception that work is not a part of life. We hear work-life balance. Like, work is a part of life. You have to think about life as a whole, right? I'm not balancing work with life. It's just life, right? It's just life balance, right? Because I have to think about, not only do I have to think about my work, but I have to think about my social life. I have to think about taking care of, like, self-care and the things that I enjoy doing. I have to think about, for me, I have a daughter, so I have to think about my daughter. And, I have to think about dating, and I have to think about the things that actually bring me joy, right? So many people are just running on the rat race, on the wheel, where they are just waking up, getting dressed, getting the kids ready, sending the kids off to school, getting themselves ready, going to work, clocking in, doing a job, leaving the job, going home, cooking, cleaning, going to sleep, putting the kids to bed, going to sleep, and waking up and doing the same thing time after time after time after time. And then you look up and you be like, well, dang. I hear a lot of people in some of the groups that I'm in. I'm in a lot of travel groups, and I hear a lot of people talk about, wanting to wait until their kids are out of the home before they move out of the country. For some people, that's like 5-6 years from now. And imagine me. My daughter is 5, or she'll be 5 this year. Imagine if I decided that I wanted to wait. Like, yeah. It just doesn't, like, the power of now, right? I don't know if any of you all have read that book, but that is a powerful book, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I've read so many books to help decondition my mind. The power of now, right? Like, there is power in the present moment, right? The more we put things off because we want a better plan, or we want a better scenario, a situation, or we want to be in better position because we think that in the future we will be in better position, that is a false belief that your mind has constructed, right? Because there is no past, there is no future, there is only now, right? The things that we do is we bring the past into the present, right? We bring the future into the present, right? We can anticipate based off of past knowledge what maybe something in the future can look like, but that doesn't make it fact, right? That doesn't make it true. And so the thought of, I'm going to wait to pursue my purpose, or I'm going to wait to move out of the country, I'm going to wait to write the book until some future event happens. What if the kids graduate and then all of a sudden you have a terminal illness? Like, God forbid, but you just think about, like, you have right now. If you have right now and you have the capacity to dream the vision, and you have the capacity to even put a little bit of effort into the purpose, right? It compounds over time. I'm on a 365-day long form content challenge right now. Nobody is really watching, right? I'm not really getting that engagement. I've been doing it. I'm probably like on day 80 at this point. But I'm compounding, right? Like, I'm building reps. I'm building strength. I'm building momentum. I'm building my voice. I'm building my message. I'm building my purpose, right? And I won't stop. I will keep going until I complete the challenge, even if it's just a little bit every day, right? Because we know that, the confidence and the confidence and the fearlessness and all of that, it doesn't come in the beginning, right? It's not just something that you automatically have. You have to build up to it, right? And even when you get to the point where you think you're fully confident, then you're given an opportunity, and then your confidence is back down. But then you step on the stage and then your confidence is back up. So it's so important for me for people to understand they have a purpose. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. And your purpose can, in fact, fund your life. You have a purpose, and you can, in fact, take the same skills, creativity, and, time that you give to a corporation and give it back to yourself and your purpose. You have a purpose, and for those of you who are creators, we deserve to witness your purpose. You have a purpose, and we need you. We need you to show up. We need you to be seen. We need you to step out of the box, and we need you to know that the possibilities for your purpose and for your life experience is endless. The possibilities are endless, right? And I need you to know that. We need you to know that. And so that's all I have for you all today. I hope you all enjoyed that message. Again, please be sure to like and subscribe. I am building my platform. If you landed here, please be sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. But I will be back here every single day. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.